As long as I can remember, it has been be a good team player, get along, follow the rules. Well, who made those rules? From the moment we enter early adulthood, the age between 18 and 45, society lays out a complex set of expectations for us based on our gender. For men, it is more about becoming financially responsible, which means financial independence when he provides for himself and his family, while women are more expected to prioritize family and caregiving. For both men and women, these expectations can shape their choices, opportunities, and even their sense of self. This is evident not only in Kazakhstan culture, but in many different countries around the globe. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Regarding this, in today's video, we are going to delve deep into the topic that is both fascinating and relevant, which is three main components that shape the expectations of Kazakh society for both women and men in their early adulthood. Firstly, we will talk about cultural factors influencing society. Then we will go and talk about social factors, primarily education, and we will end our video with economic factors. Let's start.
In the heart of bustling cities lies a profound story of cultural transformation. The urban pulse of young population is deeply intertwined with the ever-evolving tapestry of cultures. From the past to the present, the impact of culture on the young is an integrated journey that shapes identity, that fosters sense of belonging. But there is a question: what kind of cultural practices shaped young population's worldview about the perception of the time? As Haider claims, young males are encouraged to assume the role of caretaker and protector, representing the ancient importance of nomadic herding and hunting that directly refers to Kazakh culture. The cultural impact has played its role because its impact in young generations' daily lives, because nowadays Kazakh generation are more open-minded and accepted of others, creating a harmonious blend of traditions and contemporary value. But what about the women? In comparison with the past, nowadays women are taking the helm in leadership positions, challenging the preconceived notions of male-dominated industries rather than taking care of the household. The recognition of talent and skill over gender is gradually dismantling the glass ceiling. It's not longer about the man's job or the woman's job, it's about individuals excelling the chosen fields. According to Haidar, young women were frequently urged to put their duties as daughters, spouses, and mothers first. Cultural factors such as the value of hospitality and the necessity of keeping strong ties with extended family members all play a part in establishing these expectations from women in Kazakh culture. However, today's family value has changed with technological developments, shifting cultural norms, shifting priorities, and in changed modes of interaction. For sure, breaking free from the stereotypes and social pressure to conform to traditional gender roles has been liberating. At the end, Kazakh egalitarian society signals a profound shift towards the future, where young population are empowered to express themselves authentically, regardless of the cultural norms. Through this fusion of traditions and contemporary values, the years of redefining cultural boundaries helps young generation people to find themselves in a modern life.
The next point, which we will bring up, is the social aspect. There are many social factors that affect Kazakhstani as well as the other cultures. Those include historical and cultural influences, which we mentioned earlier, education, multiculturalism, and media. As Ali and others mentioned in their research, gender roles are considered society's shared beliefs which apply to individuals based on their socially identified sex, which means that whatever society beliefs are, those are gonna affect the majority of people living in this country. Sometimes these beliefs can benefit society, but a lot of times those beliefs can negatively impact a lot of humans. One of the biggest is education. There are many different factors that education can put its hands on. High education may bring more possibilities in your life. Therefore, people with high education have a broader view on life in comparison to less educated individuals. This is of course not 100% true among all of society, but this is definitely present, and it is really hard not to consider this when talking about stereotypes. In cities with better education, more people have a better understanding of how life works and more contemporary views on life in general. On the other hand, people in smaller cities and especially in rural areas with no easy access to education have more stereotypical views based on cultural expectations. Moreover, sexual education can also impact the perception of what men and women should do in their lifetime. There is almost no sexual education present in our schools, and this is a major factor influencing our views on gender roles. The more educated a person is, the better their understanding of a current topic is. According to Uskimbayeva's study, the majority of respondents answered that they didn't have a sex education in their education life. The research states that a lot of people don't really know what gender inequality is. This is more present among men. After analysis of women's census, more women noticed displays of violent inequality in Kazakhstan. And this kind of inequality is mostly present in domestic work, childcare, and care for relatives. This is of course means that this problem is still present in Kazakh culture. However, with Kazakhstan investing in education, these stereotypes may become less evident and even vanish eventually. A more educated society can heavily influence and gradually change societal norms that have been present for a long time. Urban areas, which have more progressive views, may influence the views of both men and women to pursue careers challenging traditional gender rules. The other factor of societal norms influencing the perceptions of Kazakhstan people is the media. Media can portray gender roles according to stereotypes that more people believe in, and this may draw even more people adopting this vision. I want to mention that people tend to accept whatever is shown in the media without thinking, in order not to put their brain into overdrive mode. Unfortunately, with current technologies, people tend to think less critically, and this is a bitch of society that we have to deal with. This is a very controversial topic with lots of yes, buts and no's, but it isn't our topic, so I would prefer not to stick my head into this too deep. Okay, where were we? The media. According to the study mentioned earlier, 60% of all the respondents answered that the media does in fact form some images for men and women, with 20% answering that it doesn't, and 20% writing that they haven't thought about it. This shows that the media does in fact have some influences on society, which isn't great. I'm gonna make it a brief one and say that people need to be more open-minded and think for themselves in order to not get under the influence of the media, to make it less impactful.
Did you know that according to UN's World Population Review for 2023, Kazakhstan ranks second in the world in the number of divorces? So today I'm gonna tell you how economic factor affects on it. In our culture, we have an unspoken rule that a girl should marry at 25. Otherwise, she will remain an old maid. Or a saint, purebreds are taken away as a puppies. It means that if you will not rush, you will get divorces or marriages. All of these grandma sayings create a pressure on young women. Keeping that in mind, if we look at statistics nowadays, you will not be surprised. Among all these divorces, the average age of marriage for a woman is 25.2, according to the Office of National Statistics of Kazakhstan. We are raised with the thought that marriage can provide financial stability and security in the future, that males are breadwinners and women are housewives, that males bring the meat and women control the meat, that men earn the money and women spend it. It all comes from Kazakh patriarchal history where woman financially depends on a man. But times are changing, along with perceptions. Gender equality is becoming stronger in Kazakh society, so women encouraged to pursue higher education and work. Today, Kazakh women become more financially independent, so they are not rushing into marriage. That's why our social perception, get married before 25 at any cost, is no longer relevant. Women are free to choose and build life however they want.
To make a long story short, this video essay has provided an exploration of the expectations of Kazakh society for men and women in their early adulthood. We have delved into the three key aspects of cultural, social, and economic components that impact the formation of those perceptions and highlighted the significance of this subject. As we wrap up, it's evident that the expectations placed on the men and women in Kazakhstan during their adulthood are complex and often deeply rooted in cultural, social, and economic norms. It is important to recognize that these expectations are not set in stone, and progress is being made to challenge and redefine the traditional gender roles in early adulthood. Thank you for joining us in this research, and we look forward to sharing more engaging and insightful content with you in the future. Goodbye.